Let's go. The game started crappily. And crappily is not even a word. Rubbish. We were so slow. So slow at the start. Slow to every ball. Real Sociedad were just all over us in the first 5-10 minutes. We couldn't even get out. Zirkzee lost the ball twice in the first few minutes. CASEMIRO lost the ball twice in the first few minutes. And I was like, no, we can't be starting the game like that. And we got burnt for it. 1-0, and we deserved that. That's not how you start a game. That is not how you start a game. You don't start a game like that at all. And I didn't expect us to start the game like that. I didn't. The way that we played against Arsenal, we were dogged. We roughed them up. We were first in the tackle. Often. We were resolute. But the first 10 minutes against Real Sociedad, we were nowhere near them. However, listen, I am impressed by some of these players and the way they recovered. The way they recovered today, because I thought today, the way we started, it was going to be one of those playing at home, we're going to get battered. Not battered, but beaten. Because we know we have played at Old Trafford this season often, and we have underperformed at Old Trafford. Where we are expected to go and apply pressure, attack the other team, put our stamp on the game, play some football, at home, we don't do well. And we often do better when we sit back and we counter-attack. This team is still really a Ten Hag transition team. So I kind of get that. We haven't always done well at home. And I thought the way that we started today, it was going to be one of those days. But like I said, the way that we recovered, man, you got to give the manager, not a bit of praise, but the players, man, for keeping it and locking in. Heaven, well done today. Listen, this kid, was it the first professional start in Europe, and all these little first this and first that? Well done, kid. You were shaky in a few moments, but you are young, and to start in a game like that and to play like you've been playing a long time. You played like you were at home. You played like we didn't even miss flipping my guy, Sancho. Then you had Dorgu on the left. Dorgu was hit and miss today. All in all, I think he had a really good game. His end product and his final ball was a bit off at times, but his intent today was spot on. He was up and down the field like a flipping bull. Like a bull. Physically, he's got it. He's not going to be somebody you can easily pass, easily beat in a race, easily muscle out. He'll go down when he wants to go down. Like when he wants to get a penalty. Other than that, you're not going to just muscle him off the ball defensively. He needs to work on his end product going forward. Mazraoui, no, Mazraoui. No. Just no. Because you can't. Mazraoui took, I think it was twice it happened. I'm not quite sure. It might happen twice, but I definitely remember towards the end where he nutmegged that guy. And it looked, the whole move looked like it was in slow motion. And that's why I said it wasn't even quick, like nuts. It was like nuts. And then he ran, and I'm like, oh man, it just looked so grimy, like disrespectful. Listen, Mazraoui had a good game. On a down low, he had a good game. Not a lot of people talk about Mazraoui today, but he had a good game. Dalot, decent game. No issue with Dalot today. Some of his positioning was a bit off, but overall, kept Real Sociedad mostly at bay. Onana, decent game. No issues with Onana today. The midfield, listen, CASEMIRO started shakily with a few bad passes, like I said. Few bad passes at the beginning, but he grew into the game, and a few of those little dink passes over the top, those reverse balls, one-time passes, few of them didn't come off, but a few of them did. He put Bruno through on goal a few times. CASEMIRO was all over the place. I remember that last-ditch tackle. When CASEMIRO went to ground towards the end, that tackle, I was like, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord, he was so far away from the ball. I thought he was going to concede a penalty, but typical CASEMIRO, man. He's quick to go to ground and he managed to get the ball. So CASEMIRO had a great game. Bruno, what can you say? In terms of the actual game, he was just as good as anybody. He just takes penalties. We won 2 penalties and he took both of them, and then he scored an open play. He's going to get man in the match because he scored a hat-trick. And I'm happy that he scored a hat-trick, I often criticize Bruno for giving the ball away. And I feel like when he plays in a deeper position, he's tidier with the ball. He's a bit tidier with the ball, and I can tolerate him a bit more. And if he keeps, he doesn't. He's not going to miss penalties. He doesn't really miss penalties. And if he keeps contributing, I've got no reason to to say Bruno out and all of these things. Yes, there's parts of Bruno's games that I don't like, but right now there's not a lot of great midfielders in the world. We can't. I don't think we can be losing Bruno. Even if you get midfielders in, I don't think he's a player that you get rid of. So great hat trick today. He's going to get man of the match today. However, I will say this: my man of the match today, I probably could give it to Bruno, but I really want to give it to Zirkzee. I think Zirkzee was really good today. I think Zirkzee, not only does he offer the flair, the ability to get past a man, because when like people like Garnacho, they don't really beat their man with trickery. They don't beat their man with skill. People like Garnacho and other wingers, they beat their man using the pace. They just kick the ball and run. Zirkzee is actually a skillful footballer. He'll beat his man by doing a piece of skill. He's not quicker than you. So understand that if he's beating you and he's ahead of you, it's because he's outdone you, because he's a better footballer than you. That's it. And that's what I like about Zirkzee. He offers that, and he can drop deep. He's got the physicality to muscle somebody, to lean, to hold the ball up. And no, he's not going to give you the blistering pace to run in behind. But he can run in behind. That we've seen he can do it. So Zirkzee's performance was all of that wrapped in one. He did all of those things today. And I'm happy with his performance today. So I would give him the man of the match, even though he didn't score the hat trick. Hojlund, listen, he had good moments. Hojlund didn't have a great game, but he did a lot of the right things in terms of some of his movement. Some of the runs he made actually took defenders out of position, moved defenders away. So he did some of that kind of work. His finishing was bad today. His connection with the football, his technique is bad. The way he held the ball up was a little bit better today, to be fair. He got an assist, and he just kept working. One thing with Hojlund today, he just kept going. He kept going. And that's one thing I can credit him for. Not my favorite type of striker. I prefer a more technical striker, but he didn't have a terrible game today. He was all right today. He was actually okay today. Garnacho, listen, give credit where credit was due. Today, I saw Garnacho play in an inside 10 position, and I saw him hold his position. I saw him stand in the inside 10 position. And that's one of the criticisms I had with Garnacho, is that he doesn't play the inside 10 position. He plays it like a winger. He always goes wide. He holds the width. And today, I saw him many and many times drop deep, connect with defenders, give the ball back, hold that inside 10 position to the point where I could literally see the square. Him, Zirkzee, Bruno, CASEMIRO. I saw the square that they created. And it shows to me that something's happening in training. Something's clearly happening in training. That's what it shows me. And also, I want to say that the way that we pressed today in moments, it looked like we were coached to do it. The way that we moved sometimes up and down the field, it looked like we are getting better coached, and we're getting somewhere. So I'm optimistic. Great game to watch, I reckon, maybe not a great game, that's a reach. But I think a good game to watch from a neutral. I enjoyed the game anyway. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. Who you thought the man of the match is? Bruno, Zirkzee. Cass had a good game. Heaven could go home feeling proud as well. Mazraoui, a lot of players had a good game today. So yeah, guys, good game. Let me know. Comment below as usual. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it moving, people. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.